happening, lads and lassies, and welcome back to the channel. Today I decided we're going to do a little fun video and let you get to know me a little bit better, because obviously, as much as I just no longer started this channel, I've not really got to let you know a little bit about me yet. So this is going to be my top 10 favourite shows. So let's get it started with number 10. And number 10, I decided to choose one that is more kid friendly and more one that I just like to watch every now and then for a laugh. And it's a show that I watch when I don't take things a lot seriously. And that is Henry Danger from Nickelodeon. Henry Danger is about Henry Hart, who becomes the superhero sidekick of Captain Man. And it's really fun, very interesting, and there's a lot of wacky episodes. There is some episodes that continue on from other episodes, and then there's some just randomly thrown in episodes like most sitcoms have. And the reason why I like Henry Danger is because, well, it's just a fun show to watch. And also, it's good for if you have kids or if you have nieces and nephews, where if you don't know what to put on for them, it's a good wee thing to throw on. So, going into number 9 is the Shannara Chronicles. And if you don't know what the Shannara Chronicles, sorry, I screwed up the name of it there. If you don't know what this is about, it's about a guy called Will Umsford, and he is a person that thinks he's a nobody. He's a half human, half elf. And turns out, without giving too much away of the show, he's more than he thought he was, and he goes on this big, nice adventure, and it's based on a book originally. And I thought the show was actually quite good. Unfortunately, it wasn't a show that lasted long. Only had 2 seasons, so if you want to watch it, you can watch it within like a few days, if you really want to. So if you're really interested in sort of like medieval, sort of like elfish, orcish sort of stuff, it's along those lines. And if you're into that sort of stuff, like Lord of the Rings and stuff, you'd really like this show, because I really enjoyed it. Number 8 is the one of the first comedy shows I have on here. There is one extra one, and then a few others do have a bit of comedy thrown in within them as well. So, and that is Community, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows what Community is. It's a very well-known, funny show about a bunch of students in community college from all walks of life doing stupid stuff, and it's very funny, very crazy. Donald Glover was in it. It was where he got his start, really. And yeah, so I really like Community. It's really funny. Some of the stories in it, some of the concepts that they go into and dive into is very interesting. And some of the episodes are just really, really funny. So if you really like that type of silly sense of humor, but with an undertone of actual life lessons, and it was originally made by the guy that made Rick and Morty, so which is even funnier, because that has went on to become very successful too. So goes to show you that he's always had the funny bone, and he's always had a good thing for shows. So if you're into Rick and Morty, if you're into sort of funny but can tackle serious issues at times as well type of humor, Community is really up your street. Next up is number 7, The Order. So if you like secret societies, if you like werewolves, if you like magic, The Order's for you. It's a show about a guy that wants to go to a school that has a very secret organization that does things that people don't really know about, And it's very interesting, very intriguing. It's the same sort of thing with the Shannara Chronicles, though, unfortunately. There was only 2 seasons, and then Netflix canned it. So if you want to watch it, you can watch it quite fairly quickly, and it's really good. And if you're really into the sort of, magic and werewolves and stuff along those lines, you're going to love this show. Number 6 on the list is Marlon. And if you don't know what Marlon is, it's Marlon Wayne's show that he had on Netflix, which was about him being a divorcee, trying to make a career, funnily enough, on the YouTube, and how life could get very crazy and hectic and very funny. And don't get me wrong, I love this show. Like, it's so funny. I'm a big fan of the Wayans brothers ever since Scary Movie and, Major Payne and, all the other sitcoms they've done. But Marlon, I just really connected with and found very funny. A shame it's only got 2 seasons also, which you'll notice is a kind of repeating theme with a few of the shows on here. Some of them have lasted a lot longer, and we'll get into them soon enough. But yeah, you know, it's just one of those things, unfortunately. But if you really like Marlon Wayne, or you like the Wayne's brothers, and you like the sort of I'm from the ghetto humor, you know, that type of like sense of humor, you're gonna enjoy this show. So that's all I've got to say. Number 5 is Teen Wolf. And if you've never seen Teen Wolf, it's about Scott McCall. And he is a regular day to day nerdy teenager with a best friend who's also a nerdy teenager. You know, but, you know, he gets bit by a werewolf, and you can kind of tell where it's going to go from there. But the reason why I really like Teen Wolf, though, is because the storytelling in it is so good, to the point where they're making a new movie, and that's coming out very soon in this year. So, yeah, that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. But if you've not watched it, you really should do yourself a favor and watch this movie. It's really good. Well, not movie, sorry, show. It's very good. It's very funny at times. It's got seriously dark episodes and seriously gritty episodes. But it's also got some funny in it. It's also got some heartache, and you know the storylines in this are really good because they're so nuanced and diverse. And if you know me, and if you know the channel, and obviously if you've been over to the Chosen Ones channel, you know we're all about our nuance and actually understanding good written stories and good written plots. And Teen Wolf is one of these shows that have got a great story from season 1 all the way to season 6. It's a really great show. So if you haven't seen it, go out and watch it. Number 4, The Vampire Diaries. And everybody is going to be like, but you're a guy. Yes, I'm a guy. Yes, I like The Vampire Diaries. A lot of people think I'm a bit weird for that, but if you actually watch the show and get to learn the characters and understand the characters and watch their development and their growth and the storylines that play out, you'll realize why I really like it. Yes, it's been classed as a women's show, but I think a lot of shows are getting written off wrongly because of that is for a woman, that's for a guy. No, it shouldn't matter what audience it's targeted to originally. It should be if the show is good. And The Vampire Diary has some of the best storytelling I've ever seen in shows. It has some of the best character arcs in some of the shows I've seen. And that's saying a lot because I've got a good bunch of shows on here, and this is not all the shows that I like. I like a lot of shows and movies. So, goes to show you that it must have done something well to be my number 4 spot. That means we're going on to number 3. Shadowhunters, The Mortal Instruments, or, you know, the movie as well. Like, I like the movie and the show roughly about the same. I like the movie a bit more because I prefer the casting of it, but Shadowhunters, the show, is a really good show if you're into angels, demonic stuff, the downworld, underworld type of deal. It's very similar to stuff like The Vampire Diaries, Teen Wolf, or The Order. You know, it's very in the mythos of all those things. And the reason why I love Shadowhunters so much is because the characters are really good, the development of these characters are really great, and it's just a very intriguing and interesting story about half human, half angel people protecting what we would be classed as the mundanes from the shadow world, or demons and things that would not necessarily be nice towards us. Things that would basically, if it was real, would rip us to shreds. And I really like that show because of these things. I'll be putting like images and maybe a clip or two into the video throughout this video, so you can see a bit of what I mean. Number 2 on my list, and this might shock a lot of people. This might, you know, do the other stereotypical thing, like I said with The Vampire Diaries. That's a women's show. No, it's not. It's about a guy. It's about his life. Dawson's Creek. Dawson's Creek, I'm not going to lie, is one of the best ever shows I've ever watched. From the storytelling, from the life lessons, from the way they tackle things, this show does it all well, and it was from the 90s, right? So, Dawson's Creek is about just a normal, simple guy living in the creek. And it's about his life progressing from adolescence to adulthood and up to where he wants to get into life. And it's really good. Some of the stories are hard-hitting and very good, and some of them can pull on your heartstrings. I am a person that has been widely known for saying, I like diversity in shows if it makes sense, and if it's not just this, oh, I'm here to tick a box. Dawson's Creek is one of these shows that were doing it so much better than half the shows do it nowadays. They have a gay character that has one of the best arcs about coming to terms with the fact that he's gay, coming out as being gay, and they do it in such a way that you can understand, you can actually relate to the character, and you can feel sympathy for him. He's not just an annoying, oh, I'm gay 2,500% of the time. It's actually really well written. A lot of the cast is really good. And it's just a show that really, really is good, and it deserves a lot of the love that it used to get back then as well. And number 1 on the list, and if you know me, or if you know the boys, this should not come to anyone's shock, is Cobra Kai. And the reason why Cobra Kai is my number 1 favorite show is because, 1, I love the Karate Kid. Second of all, one of the best follow-up adaptations from a movie that I've ever saw. It keeps the life lessons, it broadens the life lessons, and has one of the most diverse and amazing casts you could have on a show. And that's one of the things. It's not one of those things where, like, look, we're diverse, we're this. It's just the way it is. The storylines are so well. It's continuing on from the Karate Kid movies, and it does it in such a good and awesome, nuanced way, to the point where I physically love Cobra Kai, and it might even eventually, by the end of it, beat out the Karate Kid trilogy for me. Because it's just that great of a follow-up, and it expands it so much more and shows you so much more depth to these characters that we all love, but makes it even better. And so, because of that, I can't hate on it. I can't. There is not much on the show that I hate in the show. When it comes to the fans, on the other hand, that's a whole other story. As me and the boys over on the Chosen Ones channel on the Kings of Pop Culture have discussed at great lengths, some people are very, very unjust towards a lot of characters. And it's the same in all fandoms, don't get me wrong. It's the same as some stuff I've seen in the Vampire Diaries, some of the same stuff I've seen in other shows that I also like. But Cobra Kai also wins this category. But I hope you have enjoyed this, and this is the first video of the new year. So it's the new version of me, it's the new content going forward. As I said in one of the shorts recently, I'm going to stop doing as much gaming stuff because I'm not really a person that games all too much, but there might still be gaming on the channel related to pop culture, or maybe like a wee gaming skit. But other than that, it's not going to be based on gaming anymore. I'm not that type of YouTuber. Like, I like playing games, and I play games with my friends, and, you know, that is fun, but it's not a thing that I'm very, very interested in doing for the rest of this channel's life cycle. So, anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I shall see you guys in the next one.